Welcome to Yarns to Spin, the podcast where every story tells a song. Here you will find an eclectic collection of unusual stories, strange happenings, tall tales, folklore, and intriguing Americana. What is better than hearing a good story? Listening to the song that goes along with it. Yarns to Spin presents Fear the Thunderbird. It was a bright and sunny day at Thunder Bay, not a cloud in sight. The weather forecast predicted a beautiful day, a perfect day, in fact, for fishing. Storms were known to occasionally form quickly over the lake, but not today. It was living up to its reputation as being one of the sunniest places in eastern Canada. Mount McKay, once called Thunder Mountain, majestically stood in the distance. The two fishermen that day, however, didn't have their minds on Mount McKay, nor the Indian legend of the giant bird living there. They were more interested in the tall tales that they would tell about the size of the fish they were soon hoping to bring home. With a strong tug, their old faithful Evinrude roared into life, and they headed out into Thunder Bay. The two men had fished these waters many times over many years, and today was no different to any other. There was certainly nothing to fear. A sudden storm could spring up, but as a rule of thumb, they never ventured too far out into the lake. They could easily beat a storm back to land. And so it was with this reasoning in mind they were surprised when the sky suddenly grew dark. It was as if a large cloud had crossed the sun, but there hadn't been a cloud in the sky when they left. They both glanced to the distant shorelines. No sign of an approaching storm there. Strange, what the? The man sitting at the prow started to say, but he never finished his sentence. His words turned into screams, and with a deafening roar, he was lifted into the air. Later, the authorities investigating the incident half-heartedly finished writing their report. They had investigated incidents like this before, and the story was usually the same. A man accidentally falls overboard. The lake claims another unfortunate victim. Usually, some Canadian mist was involved, and in this case, that surely had to be the answer. This story was crazy, really crazy, and could have only come from a person 3 sheets to the wind. Their written report concluded with these words. The survivor was in a state of shock. He kept babbling. The sky grew dark. It happened so fast. All of a sudden, we heard a loud roar, like huge wings flapping in the wind. A giant bird with his claws carried him away. The man kept repeating, "Fear the Thunderbird. Fear the Thunderbird. Fear the Thunderbird."
The Indians tell a story carved in their totem poles. At the top sits a thunderbird, keeping watch on the world below. Its eyes will flash like lightning, its wings like thunder rolls, and with its claws it can swoop on down and steal your very soul. 2 men went fishing out on Thunder Bay, but only one came back on that fateful day. His story sounded crazy, but this is what he had to say. A giant bird swooped down and carried my friend away. Fear see a thunderbird, it's a sight to behold. It can carry a whale in its claws, that's how the story's told. If you hear a clap of thunder on a bright and sunny day, don't look up, just say a prayer and hope you can run away. The Thunderbird.
The legend of the Thunderbird is a fascinating and intriguing story. Much like Bigfoot, the Thunderbird is a significant figure in the mythology of early American Indian tribes. As mentioned in the song you just heard, the indigenous people of the Pacific Northwest often carved an image of a giant bird perched at the top of their totem poles. These supernatural thunderbirds were looked upon as powerful spirits that could summon storms along with thunder and lightning. They symbolized the battle between good and evil and the balance of nature. Their eyes would flash with lightning, and their wings could create thunder. They were spirits in the sky, and believed to be a link between the spirit and the physical world. The Thunderbird legend was not just isolated to the Northwest Pacific regions. The Atlantic eastern coast also had winged creature stories. And such stories also appeared in the Canadian Great Lakes. In the Northwest Wilds region, you will find Thunder Lake, Thunder Mountain, and as depicted in our introduction, Thunder Bay in Ontario. These mystical creatures were said to make their homes in the surrounding mountains such as Mount McKay. Their nests were described as enormous and built from thick tree branches, sometimes containing whale carcasses as well as human bones. There have indeed been hundreds of alleged Thunderbird sightings in the 20th century. These sightings may have occurred in different regions, but the details are strangely similar. Here are some of the unique characteristics of the legendary Thunderbird. Its wingspan is reported to be 15 to 25 feet across, with its height 4 to 8 feet. It has brown to dark feathers, with a head area bare of plumage. Its food consists of large game, such as deer, moose, cattle, and near the ocean, whales. And to make the legend even more terrifying, these giant birds have allegedly carried away humans in their giant claws. These stories, of course, beg the question, is there any truth or reality to this myth? Many say these stories could have been derived from folklore, surrounding large raptors such as the golden eagle and the Californian condor. One such story reported in 1838 tells of a golden eagle swooping down and carrying away a 5-year-old girl. Another interesting theory is that the Thunderbird is an undiscovered species of an extinct enormous bird called teratorns. These birds are believed to have vanished in the last ice age. But what if their ancestors still exist, living in the craggy mountain cliffs throughout North America? Whether or not Thunderbirds actually exist, there is no doubt that the legend is firmly rooted in popular culture. It has appeared in many books and films, and several sports teams have adopted it as their namesake. Its image has been used as logos, badges for various police and military units, Many aircraft bear the name, as well as the Ford automobile called the T-Bird. And if you are a lover of music, you may remember the band the Fabulous Thunderbirds. In closing, the Thunderbird sits at the top in the rich folklore of American mythology. And who knows, maybe someday a once extinct giant bird will be rediscovered. But for now, you've heard the story, and if you are outside on a bright and sunny day, and you suddenly hear a loud clap of thunder, I'm not saying that it will be a Thunderbird, but nevertheless, it wouldn't hurt to look up. Fear the Thunderbird.
Fear